And only after, when this deed so terrible it has been committed, you realize that you are soaking wet. No adult has played the game of what? The apple bombing, huh? So at once you realize how suspicious it will appear. And so you devise a deception, also very clever, to explain away the soaking of your dress.
Oh, dear, you're drenched. What a clumsy thing you must think me.
You blame the accident on a glance directed towards the door of the library, a glance that was staged, and that you will use later to cast suspicion elsewhere. Michael Garfield, he returns from Greece, you tell to him what has occurred, and once again you consider yourselves to be safe. Not so, madame. For you were observed to enter the library with the little girl, Joyce.
Now, Joyce, what's all this about a murder?
Oh, it's true. I really saw one.
Where?
And Poirot himself has observed that Master Leopold has unexpectedly become flush with his pocket money over the last few days. How so? Because his silence, it was being bought. But, madame, you are not sure for how long. And so you decide to kill Master Leopold. And you use a glance towards the door of the library to divert suspicion onto him.
He's so young. Was so young.
Another lie so callous to add to your catalogue of deceit.
You idiot! You scared me half to death.
Guy Fawkes' night is almost upon us, Mrs. Drake. That's all. There's no need to be scared.
Is it done?
It's done. You still have the receipt?
Good God.
Mummy?
Well, really, monsieur, that was quite a horror story.
And perhaps you will not sneer, madame, when we have examined the body of Madame Llewellyn Smythe and examined the contents of her stomach. And when this garden it is torn up to reveal the last resting place of Olga Semenov, because this is where she lies, mes amis, make no mistake. In a place where it is not remarkable that the soil it is continually freshly turned. This garden with which Michael Garfield is never satisfied. His masterpiece! Or perhaps your composure so absolute it will be shaken when you hear from his very own lips that Michael Garfield never loved you.
It's all over, I'm afraid, old thing.
I've no idea what he's talking about.
Indeed, I doubt that Michael Garfield ever loved anybody but himself. But he had a secret, huh? There had been someone else in his life. Another lover. Had there not, Madam Butler?
God help me, it's true. I did love him once, and then I became afraid. His nature, even his passion for beauty and creation, there was a sort of madness to it. I never told him about Miranda.
Do you not think I guessed, Judith? Hmm? My beautiful child.
No. It's you I should have drowned, you filthy little beast. It should have been you. And you never had him, never. I'm the only one he ever wanted, ever loved. Say it isn't so, Michael. Please.
Don't make a fuss, you silly creature. It's so undignified. It's true. I did it all for the money. Of course I did. And for the garden. Actually, I was thinking about buying a little Greek island. Start afresh.
No.
I just like pretty things, you see. Is that so wrong?
No.
One must have money. Get pretty things. I was very fond of you, Judith. Once. But even you're losing your looks now. It is an awful shame. Do you not think, monsieur, that we must all wither and die?
Come out there.
Thank you, Hercule.
Sir!
It's incredible.
No. As soon as Madame Oliver told to me of the dropping of the vase, my suspicions, they were aroused. Because I knew that the killer of Joyce Reynolds would have been soaking wet.
Dreadful woman. I always said so. Trying to bully me into giving that lecture.
What about me and Michael? How did you know?
Your histoire, madame, it did not fool Poirot. Your husband who is dead? No. Your husband was a figure of fantasy, hein? A figure tragique, a figure to conceal your long-ago affair of the heart. This husband, this pilot, this Max, so beloved. And yet there was not one single photograph of him on your mantel shelf.
I wanted to give Miranda some notion of stability. A father figure who was loving and selfless, dependable, everything Michael wasn't capable of. I hadn't seen him for years, you see. Then that day he turned up in Woodley Common. I tried to stay out of his way. I expected he'd soon be gone, but he stayed. I had no idea he and Miranda had become so close. His influence over her.
There was a bond that was natural. But even this was not sufficient to prevent him from attempting to kill his own daughter and save himself.
You had a lucky escape, Jude. What now? Will you stay here?
I don't think so.
Hard to believe it all happened. All those grisly deaths. It's like a nightmare.
Or a tale of terror. Poirot, he was right, huh? Halloween is not the time for the telling of the stories macabre, but to light the candles for the dead. Come, mes amis. Let us do so.